Bryce Underwood is the biggest recruit in the last 25 years, at least since Drew Henson in 1998 in the state of Michigan. There's new buzz on him, right? He's been committed to LSU since January 7th, right? We're J8ers. Remember, throw up the J8s in the comments. There's a lot of new buzz out there. Scam Webb's been acting like he's got intel. Now there's another news source talking about Bryce Underwood and Michigan. So before we go into what we know and what the possibilities are, as we are about 7 weeks away from signing day, according to my math, which is not probably that good looking at the calendar right there, where will Bryce Underwood sign? Go down in the comments. Give me an M if it's Michigan. Give me an L if it is his current committed team, LSU. And L, we'll throw in a third option. If you think it's other, just write in the vote below. It is the Michigan Football Report. I am joined by Young Harbaugh, Jack Latteray. I am James Yoder. Let's get it going right now. Bryce Underwood might be the biggest story Michigan fans want to know about, but that's not the first story we are going to talk about. I do want to address the hat again, guys, right? Remember last week, the week before, Michigan loses the game. I'm not putting a hat. I'm not combing my hair for the show until they win football games. And you're also noticing this shirt. Jack, toss me full screen for 1 second just to show this people. I got this, it's a velour. It's really nice, really sexy. I got the pants as well. It's got the Michigan M, nice national championship thing. Pants are just the same. You're just wearing this full body thing. It's got the national championship patch on one side, the Michigan patch on the other side. I am defeated, Jack. Michigan is 0-2. This showed up the Thursday before the Michigan Washington game, obviously bye week, and then lost to Illinois. So if they lose to Michigan State, Jackie, you might be coming to my house 10:30, 11 o'clock at night on Saturday. We're going to be burning it as kids walk up and down the street looking for some trick-or-treating candy. They have their Halloween parties this Saturday night before Halloween. Now, Sherrone Moore, he got his biggest commit of his 9-month tenure as Michigan football head coach. Andrew Babalola has committed to Michigan out of Overland Park, Kansas, over schools like Stanford, which was seen as the favorite for a longest time. Oklahoma, Auburn, some other schools were in on there. Now, I told you about this last week, so if you're watching this show, you knew what was going to happen. If you listen to other guys, this was a surprise. This is big news happening last night. So, we remember this. Toss this up on screen, Jack. Last Wednesday, as you're watching this, we're filming this Tuesday, about 6:45, somewhere 7 o'clock Eastern time, where Yoder was right on this one. Well, take a look at that, Jack. So it says Sherrone's biggest commit, 5-star Andrew Babalola, is going to commit to Michigan within a matter of days, which he did. 5 days later, he commits to Michigan. You see that timestamp right there over in the corner, or in the bottom there, 5 days ago. That was last Wednesday evening. He went Monday night. 5 days later, Michigan gets the number 21 overall player and the top available offensive lineman recruit that hasn't committed elsewhere. 24/7 has him as the number 2 offensive tackle in their rankings. They've got him as the number 4 in the composite, which kind of combines, if you guys aren't familiar, all the different ESPN rivals. I think even On3 is in there, whatever they know. And biggest commit for Michigan under Sherrone Moore. Now, where does it put Michigan in the top class rankings? Long way to go to catch up to number 1 class, Ohio State. Alabama right behind them. What I found interesting, Jack, are just kind of taking a glance at these, with Michigan 4-3, losing 2 straight games, and frankly, at 4-3, the schedule left 5 games of the schedule. I mean, I think they're staring potentially 5-7, at best 6-6, potentially in the face. But there's other schools in this, right? So we think about right there, USC, right? They are 3-4. You've also got, go back to the top 5 for me, if you could, really quick, Jack. I think there's one school in the top 5. Auburn, that's right. Auburn's had an absolutely awful year. I believe they have a first-year head coach as well, and Hugh Freeze might be a second year. I think it's his first year. They're up there in the top 5. And then you've got Michigan there at number 14. So you've got Auburn. You've got USC. You've got, very similar to Michigan, Oklahoma. Almost identical programs, right? Brutal offensive line, no wide receiver core, no quarterback, switching quarterbacks all the time. Brutal offensive coaching staff. The OC at Oklahoma's already been fired. Michigan's, I don't know. Very similar schools. Now, Oklahoma with 21 commits is number 11, so it doesn't seem, at least this year, that it matters. You've got to have a winning record, be in the contention for a college football playoff, a national championship, a college, a conference title appearance, where Michigan is not, and they are in at number 14. And now the rumors are back that Bryce Underwood, right? We've been talking about this for like 2 or 3 weeks. It was first Dave Portnoy offering up several $1 million. Then it was the Michigan Football Report, James Yoder, Jack Lottery. That is coming up next. Now, just looked at our analytics, our numbers for the show. We're only 65 subscribers away from 33,000. It's taken a while. We haven't done as much content this year for some other reasons. I've got taken a lot of big role in the hiring. If you're looking for a job, email us, jobs@chatsports. And so we haven't had a ton of time, and we put everything we had into the last 3 seasons. Subscribe. Get us at 65,000 subscribers. We'll make a deal, Jack. 65 subs. If we hit it before noon on Wednesday, Central Time, we will commit to doing 4 videos next week, including game day. All right? That's the commitment. Hold me to that, Jack, if we hit it by noon tomorrow. All right, Rivals.com, one of their national recruiting writers. I'm surprised Rivals still exists. This is a 30-year-old company that hasn't updated their website in over 20 years. He tweeted this out and says, Michigan could make another run at 5-star LSU quarterback, the number 1 player in the country, the number 1 player. Maybe if you put all the last 4 recruiting classes together, I think still he'd be the number 1 player. Commit Bryce Underwood from Belleville, Michigan. The kid's house is 21 miles away from Michigan Stadium. So let's read that one more time. Go back to that if you can for me, Jack. He says, Michigan could, okay, so Michigan could, completely right, I could go on a date with Kylie Jenner, right? Kendall Jenner, any of these, whatever. I could make another run at Kendall Jenner from Hollywood, California. Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean? This says nothing, right? It's been showing up on Twitter. People are saying it because it's a legacy Big J blog boy media outlet, Rivals, that used to mean something in the recruiting industry, which no longer does, right? I mean, even the Rivals guys from Michigan hightailed out of there a few years back, and they went over to On3. So it doesn't mean anything. Rivals doesn't mean anything. It is literally clickbait at its finest. Then he tweets out this along with it, right? It says, Michigan has interest in 5-star LSU commit Bryce Underwood is real. Michigan's interest is real, and it's going to get interesting. What are you saying? My interest in $1 billion is real. Jack's interest in someone giving him 5 Lamborghinis and, I don't know, 1,000 Bitcoins is real. What are we saying here? It's like saying Michigan's interest in winning back national championships is real. This is one of the biggest nothing burgers I've ever seen, and it frankly it's why the media, the trust in the mainstream media is at an all-time low. It's why you're probably watching this show and not listening to radio shows that get poor ratings like Sloppy Sam's WTKA morning show, right? It means nothing. It tells us nothing. It doesn't say anything about Bryce Underwood having interest in Michigan. Just last week, right? Just last week, someone put this on Instagram. This is going all over the place last Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. I can't remember who actually put this IG account out, but this is the screenshot. Is Bryce Underwood being offered $4 million. $4 million. We'll talk about that here in a moment. He's verbally committed to LSU, blah, 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 but he Michigan could be flipping him, rumors of him flipping to Michigan. You see that 19 Bryce underscore, right? Who is that? Well, that is, of course, Bryce Underwood, and he did 6. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that 5? 4? Oh, gosh, my eyes are bad, Jack. Gosh, 4 laughing emojis, right? I will also say this. I don't want to out the person, but if you're going to think about the 3 or 4 most influential people in Bryce Underwood's life, right? 3 or 4, one of them contacted me 2 weeks ago when we put out our $1 million offer on top of Dave Portnoy's, our $1 million offer. And what did they say? They said in no uncertain terms, it's not happening. And I joked around with him. I'm like, $4 million's not enough, right? 3 from Portnoy, 1 from us. Do we got to make it 5? And he said, it doesn't matter. It didn't come down to money. That's not what this is about, right? So already heard it's not there, but maybe we could be incorrect. Maybe things are changing. We will talk more on Bryce Underwood in just a moment. I've got more to say. What could have changed since last week when he was laughing on Instagram at the thought that he could flip to Michigan? Guys, Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. When you download the app today and use code CLNS, that's code CLNS, to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less. That's right, more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, so your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup alive. All right. We all know that basketball season is getting back into the swing of things, regular season starting tonight. So they've got a little offer here. Now, if you see this after tonight, they're going to have, Jack, great offers going on for the start of basketball season, so you got to make sure you get this offer. You see Anthony Edwards normally be more or less 26.5 points. It's a half point. So obviously I'm going more, right? If he's in the game, we're going to go more. How about Coleridge Stroud, 245.5 passing yards? We're going less on this. Coleridge Stroud, total bump. And then Saquon Barkley over, we got a half of a touchdown, so rushing and receiving touchdowns combined. I'm going more on that. That's why I love Prize Picks. That's why I've been playing it for 3 seasons running. We got really into it last year and can continue on here in 2024. Go download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. The link is down in the comments. It's down in the description of today's video. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Again, download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. So back to Bryce Underwood. All right, so we've been talking about Bryce Underwood since he was a freshman in high school. Right? Led Belleville to the state championship as a freshman. Led Belleville to the state championship, quarterbacking them as a sophomore. Lost in the state playoffs. I think it was in the state title game, if I'm not certain, but I didn't double check today. As a junior, and now he's going for 3 state titles in 4 years. Committed in the middle of his junior year, January 7th. He's a J7er. We're J8ers. To LSU, and everyone said it's got to be money, it's got to be this, got to be that. They're offering his parents jobs, offering his parents house, bags of cash. Why can't Michigan match? And then you got Scam Webb, right? Who is the ultimate flip-flopper, is the ultimate put something out there. The second something hits, take credit for it, right? So Webb put out something alluding to Bryce Underwood committing to Michigan last week. And then yesterday, after Babalola, and I don't subscribe to Webb anymore. I used to like 5 years ago for about 6 months. It was trash. He never even posts anything. He doesn't give any inside information. He just makes illusions and, something big's coming. A month later, something big's coming. That's what I was talking about. He literally said, that's the fireworks I was talking about last Monday. Woo! That's what he said apparently on his message board yesterday in regards to Babalola, and more things are coming. So if Bryce Underwood flips, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Any recruit commits. I meant that recruit. That's what he is. But I said if Underwood does sign with Michigan, if doesn't sign with Michigan, if he goes to LSU, Webb's career is officially over, right? He is being roasted. Every tweet he puts out there, I've had to check him out a little bit just to make sure I wasn't crazy. Everyone's roasting him on Bryce Underwood. So if he doesn't commit, Sam Webb has got bad information. He's a terrible insider, which he's always been. If he does, though, it's because everyone's talking about a number, Jack. What are they saying now? They're not saying $1 million now. They're saying $4 million. Where did that come from? Dave Portnoy offered $3 million. Were the other $1 million? And so I said, if he does sign with Michigan, just Google it. Google Bryce Underwood right now. Bryce Underwood NIL. Bryce Underwood Michigan. It all says $4 million, $4 million, $4 million, $4 million. We are the other $1 million, so we will take credit. That's the only thing that could have changed from a couple weeks ago, from last week when he laughed. The offer, Bryce, is on the table despite one of your close, people in your life saying that it is not going to happen. I am still putting it out there, right, to myself. Dave Portnoy with the $3 million. He's got a little more cash than I do. Maybe they get a bigger audience. They've sold their company a couple times, and that is fine. Now, Portnoy tweeted this out after the game, right? So could this have been something that's changed? He didn't allude to Bryce Underwood, but remember, he said one quarterback. It can't be a transfer portal guy yet unless Michigan is absolutely stupid and Sherrone Moore is just skirting the NCAA rules or just breaking them blatantly. To all Michigan fans, I'm working on it, coming off 2 straight losses, the worst quarterback play, in my opinion, at this point, through 7 games in the history of this program. That includes Nick Sheridan, that includes Stephen 3 in 2008. I'm working on it. So could there have been a communication coming out of that game or prior to Saturday's game with Underwood's camp that led to this, that's giving Michigan's feeling good about him? They want to pursue him. Of course they do. But it all comes down to what he wants. We're going to talk Jadyn Davis next here on the Michigan Football Report. But the Wolverines actually have a game. It's the least exciting Michigan State game I can remember in a long time. I think it's a lot riding on both programs, right? If Sherrone Moore loses this one, we will see what happens. Michigan's a 4-point favorite. Predict the score down in the comments. I'm not making a prediction yet, Jack, because we both predicted a win last week. They lost, so we jinxed them as did a few people who we've got the list we banned from the channel who did not like the preview video. So let me know your score prediction down in the comments. Let me know an M or an MSU who is going to win. Let's turn our attention to Jadyn Davis. You guys may have seen a couple weeks ago, we put out a video that went pretty viral, like 1 million views across TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts, of course, on Jadyn Davis. Is that what is the deal with everyone? And there's still so many people chirping out there. He said he was going to redshirt. His parents want him to redshirt. What are we talking about? Why bring him out when they're losing games? Well, why wouldn't you bring him out, right? So what are you saving a redshirt for at this point? For him to be a fifth-year senior in 2028? Do you think Sherrone Moore is going to be Michigan's coach if they go 5-7 or 4-8 this year and then have a quarterback next year because they didn't find out what they had in Jadyn Davis this year? So they don't know whether or not they should go get a transfer portal quarterback. They won't know how bad it is. Because remember, Michigan thought that Jack Tuttle, okay, and Alex Orji, all right, and Davis Warren were good enough to lead the defending national champions into the season, make a run at the college football playoff, beat Ohio State again, go for back-to-back national championships. They thought he was good. I'll tell you this, if J.J. McCarthy had come back, or you had any competent quarterback, you got Cam Ward, you got anybody who transferred last year, whether it was in fall or December or was in the April spring transfer portal, if you had any sensible quarterback, Michigan would be at least 6-1, and I would venture to argue with that defense, with a competent game plan, maybe call up Jesse Minter and tell him what he tells you what to do. Michigan could have beat Texas with J.J. McCarthy or a Cam Ward or any competent quarterback. If not, they would have lost to what became the number 1 team in the country for a 2 or 3, 4 week stretch. And Michigan would be at worst 6-1, probably ranked 7th in the polls, 8th in the polls. And everything will be fine. No one will be talking about Sherrone Moore's job. You lost a tough game to a great team in Texas right now, and you still have everything in front of you. You can probably beat Oregon. You might have a chance to beat Ohio State, but he didn't. So how can you trust Sherrone Moore's practice analysis? How can you trust what Kirk Campbell says as practice analysis? You have got to see them in game, because apparently what they saw in practice for the last 1, 2, 3 years with Alex Orji, Davis Warren's in the program for 3 prior years of this, Jack Tuttle, 7th year in college, 2nd year in Michigan. We know what Jack Tuttle is. If they thought those guys were good enough to win 11 games, to win 12 games, to beat Ohio State again, then they are untrustworthy when it comes to analyzing the quarterbacks that they have and they see in practice. So the only thing that's going to tell us whether Jadyn Davis is viable to be the starting quarterback in Michigan next year, because if it's not him, it's got to be someone else outside the program, because there's nobody else there. You're only going to find out if he plays in the damn game. So don't give me this redshirt stuff. Don't give me this. His parents said he's going to redshirt. The house is on fire. This program is going down in flames. They are staring 4-8 and what? 7 straight losses to end the season right in the face. And don't tell me it's not possible. Don't tell me they can't lose to Michigan State. Don't tell me that top 10, top 12 teams, Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, are going to blow Michigan's doors off if something doesn't drastic change. The only thing they haven't tried yet that's viable is Jadyn Davis. If he isn't ready to play, he was on campus since December. He went out to the Rose Bowl with Michigan. He was through all the CFP, Rose Bowl, and National Championship practices. He was throwing. Jack, did you and I go? No, it was me and Chase. We went to practice, right? The day or two before the national championship game at Energy Stadium. Jadyn Davis standing right next there to J.J. McCarthy, throwing the football, okay? He's been in campus in 9 months. He already turned 19 back in August. He's not like some 17-year-old like Ryan Williams. We want to give him time to wait. The house is on fire. If he is not ready to at least take a damn snap, okay? You're trying to save your red shirt for 4 years from now. If he can't take a snap in this game, if they put Jack Tuttle in and Michigan's down 14-0 in the second or third quarter and they don't put Jadyn Davis in, you cannot convince me that you don't just want to show this guy the door. Jadyn, if you're not even close to being ready, if you're not even close to being the 4th best quarterback on the worst QB room in college football right now, major college football, then there's no way in hell in 10 months from now that you are going to be ready to be the starting quarterback at Michigan for the season opener, and then go in your second game on the road at Oklahoma and get a win and turn a losing season likely, around in year 2. If it's not the guy, Sherrone Moore, and you're willing to let his parents or him or whatever it is just dictate what you do, if that's what the case is, then you deserve to be fired after this year, after next year. If Jadyn Davis isn't ready and he's still not ready to play, even to be competent, to throw a pass, Jack Tuttle rolling out, skipping balls 5 yards in front of receivers who are 10 yards down the field from him, if he is not ready to do better than that, Send him to the transfer portal because we are wasting a scholarship on the former 6-star in the JY365 rankings who just can't get in the field in a situation that I think almost any quarterback in the history of college football would have died, would have loved to just seethe at the mouth to come into, taking over for the defending national champions with 4 or maybe even 5 first-round picks on the roster. Let me know who you guys think are going to be the starting quarterback this Saturday night against Michigan State at the Big House, 7:30 Eastern on Big Ten Network. Davis Warren, Jack Tuttle, Alex Orji, or Jadyn Davis. Frankly, if it's not Jadyn Davis, which it probably won't be, put Davis Warren in. He's the best passer of all of them by a mile, okay? Take the 2 or 3 interceptions he's going to throw and have a competent damn offense. Give me a DW, JT, AO, or JD down in the comments as the Wolverines are somehow 4-point favorites against Michigan State. Jack, you and I are in a pick'em league, the Hungry Dogs. If I didn't love Michigan football so much, right, if I didn't wear this as a badge of honor on my chest, I'll tell you what I'd be doing. I'd be putting money on, I'd be putting my pick this week, my underdog upset winner, to be Michigan State beating Michigan and just taking those 4 easy points off the board because Michigan's shown nothing to me that makes me think they can get the win. I hope you enjoyed the rant, guys. And if you did, and you thought you were entertained, informed, and you want to engage more with this channel, go ahead and subscribe to the Michigan Football Report by Chat Sports. 65 subscribers away from 33,000. We're the #1 most watched show for Michigan football in 2022 and 2023. I don't think we're going to get there in 2024 because of less content, because of other priorities here in the business. But make sure you subscribe. And we committed to 4 videos next week, 3 during the week, and a post-game video. We'll include Sunday in that too. So if you need to, we'll get to Sunday. For Jack, I am James, Michigan Football Report. We will see you guys later. Until I do, go Blue.